Good morning, guys. Give me 1 second as I get this live on my phone. All right, welcome to Coach's Corner. Uriel Kim here, and welcome to a beautiful sunny day. The snow is falling like it's in slow motion. It's pretty awesome. What I'd love to talk with you about today, and why is there a phone call coming through? Whatever. Anyways, let's talk about playing the long game and how to be relevant 10 years from now. Now, I just realized there's a spelling mistake in the title as I posted it here. How be relevant 10 years from now. Attention to detail, not my strong suit. Anyways, let's talk about that. Let's talk about playing the long game. So one of the things that I've been very blessed to recognize is that longevity matters. I've been online since 2006. It's almost, well, probably even earlier, 2005. So let's call it 15 years. 15 years, most of those years were just like massive amounts of struggle. And listen, the struggle never ends, right? Like it's just like there's never ending problems and challenges. And the next thing, the idea is that like you're just constantly leveling up the problems you're having to deal with. So the only reason that I'm here and able to share any kind of experience and knowledge I have is because I've just been playing the game long enough. That's it. And I think the secret to business is just keep playing and like never give up. It's not a marathon, it's not a sprint. It's a race that never ends until you die, right? The only time you lose is when you quit. That's it, right? So it's a really simple formula is you do great work, you add a lot of value, you hope to change as many people's lives as possible, and then you just keep doing that forever until you just stop doing it. Sounds simple, right? So playing the long game and how to be relevant 10 years from now, number one is you need to build a business that is built around the life you want to live. If you don't want to work 24 hours a day, then don't build a business that's going to be heavily dependent upon you posting or DMing people 24 hours a day. Maybe you have other people do that for you, down the road. So for me, and one of the things that we help all of our clients do is we help them build a solid foundation that is built on systems in their business. And the majority of people come to us because they need better systems to bring clients in on a more consistent and predictable fashion. And that's where the perfect client pipeline comes in. You guys have heard me talk about it many, many times. So that's the foundation, okay? And that's like that in and of itself will keep you relevant in playing the game for a very, very long time. I want to talk about content though, because I knocked content marketing. I talked about it yesterday. And I said, listen, content marketing is amazing, but don't expect to build your business on it. It's not going to happen, okay? It will happen, like the real benefit of content marketing is 5 to 10 years from now. And if you can embark on a journey like a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever form of content marketing you want to embark upon, with the knowledge that you're probably going to see nothing from it for several years, then I'd say go for it. As long as you have a more predictable way of generating business in the meantime. And I was speaking about this yesterday in another conversation. And, as an example, I'm on this new platform called Clubhouse. If you guys are on Clubhouse, find me, Uriel Kim. I'm doing daily sessions on there. It's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of people spending a tremendous amount of time. I'm talking like 10 plus hours a day on that platform. It's like live talk radio. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. But I've found it to be very valuable. But one of the things I mentioned yesterday was the only reason I'm willing to spend, a few hours a day on there is because I can, not because I need to. And I don't say this to brag because I'm not here to, brag about anything. But I love sharing content. That's what I do. That's my jam, right? Like I love just teaching and sharing and talking and helping you guys out. But I needed to build a foundation first, right? So the first 2.5 years in Healthpreneur was just like laser focused, perfect client pipeline, build the company to at least $1 million in revenue, and then we can grow from there. And now, because we have a team of about 20 some odd people, we're bigger, we have the revenue and resources to support a bunch of stuff. We can do things like this, right? We can do things like our podcast and our YouTube channel, which we're committed to growing in a big way. I can do things like spending time on Clubhouse. Fatima, hey, what's up? Thanks for joining in. Good to see you on Clubhouse as well. Thanks for letting me know. And Shani as well, thank you. So the key to making all that work, right, is the fact that it's built on a good foundation, right? It's like when you have a house that's built on quicksand, it doesn't matter how amazing the interior design is because the house is going to crumble. But if the house is built on a solid foundation, it gives you reassurance to be like, you know what, this house is going to be around for a long time. It's well built, it's well constructed, the foundation is good. Now I feel more comfortable, more confident making adjustments where needed, because in that case, it might make more sense. So in terms of being relevant 10 years from now, I think it is important to consider how content marketing can play into your business, into your strategy. And I do think it's to be honest, I do think it's very, very important. I think you can build a very, very large business just with ads. We've seen it. We've done it. Our clients have done it. But there comes a point where you look at, okay, like, why am I doing this, right? What's the point of me being in business? For us, we want to help 1 billion people. And to help 1 billion people, you get to a point where what you've been doing has been really good, and now you have the capacity to take on a little bit more. But I'm also very conscious of the fact that we're not trying to increase complexity in the business, because we want to look at what can we take on, what can we tackle, what can we do very, 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 very well, but also staying simple. Because complexity is not going to scale. But for us, like if we want our message to impact, if we want Healthpreneur to be a household name, if we want Healthpreneur to be so top of mind for health experts that when they think of, I need better coaching, training, support to get clients and build my business online, and they think immediately of Healthpreneur, if that's the mission we're looking to build, which it is, and help more health entrepreneurs make their dreams happen, then content marketing is it comes into play there for us. But again, the key is we don't need that now, right? So we can start building a slow, progressive build on our podcast, on our YouTube channel. Like our podcast has been around for almost 3 years now. I think we've done 400 episodes maybe. I started the podcast, honestly, I did not know until last week how many downloads on a weekly basis the podcast was getting. Now, if you guys know me, you know that I'm a big fan of tracking important numbers. We actually did an episode last week about the 5 critical numbers to tracking your business. But I started the podcast because I just wanted a medium to just share stuff and interview awesome people. So to only know last week, after almost 3 years, what the numbers look like, I was like, cool. Now, 3 years later, now that it's a bigger focus for us, now we're going to look at that on a weekly basis. But I started the podcast with zero intention of doing anything with it, in terms of monetizing it or anything like that. It was just let me just share, let me provide some great value, let me connect with other amazing people and highlight them. And that was the focus, right? So I think a podcast is incredible. I think having a YouTube channel is incredible because YouTube, I have videos on YouTube. Check this out. I was doing a room yesterday and a lady said, she asked a question, I answered a question, and then she said, oh, by the way, did you know I first found you on YouTube when I was searching something along the lines of coffee enemas. And I had a video on coffee enemas on YouTube. And this is from 5 years ago. Now, as you guys know, I don't really do much with health and fitness education anymore. I sold that business. But the fact remains that that video is going to live on YouTube forever unless we decide to take it down, which we wouldn't. One of our mastermind clients, Kevin, he shared the same story with me. I didn't know this until he started working with us. He's like, hey, do you know how I first heard about you? I was like, no. He's like, I found your coffee enema on your coffee enema video on YouTube, and that's how it started. Lo and behold, he's now, several years later, one of our best mastermind clients. And it's just so cool. You never, ever know how stuff like this is going to impact people's lives. So guys, I think if you want to be relevant in the long term, you just have to be willing to play the game as long as possible, provide as much value as you possibly can, to the point where what you give is infinitely more than what you receive in return. But because it's so big in terms of what you give, what you get is beyond your wildest dreams. And I think if you just keep playing that game, it's a really, really exciting game to be a part of. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for you guys, for your attention, for joining in on Instagram, on Facebook's here. I appreciate all of you guys. I'm back in with you guys every single day. I will see you guys tomorrow, and have an awesome one, guys. Bye.